Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today, I want to talk about a business and treatment system that sits in one of the most misunderstood spaces in public life: methadone clinics and medication assisted treatment. On the surface, many people think this is just about giving someone a dose. They imagine a clinic window, a line, and a medication. But underneath that surface is something much deeper. This is not just medicine, it is a structured recovery access system built around repeated treatment, supervision, and the long struggle to stabilize a life that has been pulled toward addiction. Let's get into the emotional reality that exists before treatment begins. A person is overwhelmed, isolated, and close to collapse. Pills or opioids are no longer about recreation or choice in any simple sense. They are about dependency, pain, routine, withdrawal, and despair. That is why this topic has to be handled with depth. The clinic is not entering a neutral situation, it is entering a life already under pressure and offering a structured alternative to chaos. The first major transition in this story, from addiction as a private crisis to treatment as a formal system. The doctor represents assessment, eligibility, medication, planning, and professional authority. This is where methadone and other medication assisted treatment options stop being rumors, stigma, or street talk and become part of a medical structure. The visible movement is a conversation. The hidden shift is that recovery is now being organized through a regulated program. It is important because the grounds, the treatment model is in place. Here we see the larger city based clinic where demand can be heavy and treatment becomes part of the urban landscape. These clinics often serve large patient populations and become highly recognizable sites of daily or repeated contact. That matters because methadone, more than some other medication models, is often tied to the physical clinic itself. The treatment is medical, but access to that treatment is organized through the building, the schedule, and the rules of the program. Let's widen the lens. Treatment does not always happen in a major urban tower. It also appears in everyday suburban or commercial settings, like a strip mall or outpatient storefront. That tells us something important. Medicated assisted treatment has become part of ordinary health and behavioral health infrastructure, even if stigma still follows it. The visible image looks almost routine, but the hidden structure remains the same. Repeated access, repeated return, and recovery through ongoing treatment contact. Let's add one of the most important modern developments in the whole topic: mobility. The treatment system is no longer only asking the patient to come to one fixed site. In some cases, the program moves outward into the community. That is powerful because it changes access. It suggests that the system recognizes transportation, geography, and everyday instability as barriers to recovery. The hidden business here is not just dispensing medication, it is deciding how far treatment must travel in order to keep recovery possible. This image is one of the strongest because it shows the operational heart of the whole model: the dosing window. This is the moment people often reduce the whole topic to. They see a cup, a window, and a dose and think that is the entire story. But this moment is only the visible tip of a much larger structure. Behind it are intake rules, trust, clinical judgment, take home status, compliance, and long term retention. The visible product is the dose. The hidden system is supervised stabilization. This image goes even deeper into that moment. The act looks small, but the meaning is very large. For the patient, that dose may mean no withdrawal, less cravings, protection from street drugs, the ability to function, and maybe one more day without collapse. But it can also mean dependence on the clinic schedule and rules, especially early in the treatment. That is one of the deepest tensions in this topic. The clinic can feel like rescue from addiction and dependence on treatment system at the same time. This matters because it reminds us that the clinic is not just a dispensing machine, it is made up of people. Nurses, counselors, and support staff carry the daily human labor of the system. They are often the face patients see most consistently. That is important because medication assisted treatment works not only through chemistry, but through repeated contact, routine, and relationships. The hidden business is not just medicine distribution, it is a structured care environment that depends on recurring human support. Let's broaden that point even further. Behind every dose is administration, scheduling, records, coordination, and operational discipline. The patient may experience treatment as one daily encounter, but the program runs on staffing, regulation, documentation, and retention over time. This is why methadone clinics are such a strong hidden business model. The medication is central, but the actual system is much bigger. It is medicine, operations, compliance, and access management all at once. The final takeaway gives this presentation is emotional resolution. Treatment is not only about suppressing withdrawal, it is also about connection, recovery language, community, and rebuilding life in relation to other people. This is what makes this topic more complex than critics often admit. Methadone clinics and MAT programs are not simply dosing sites, they can also be places where routine becomes stability, and stability becomes the beginning of recovery. So, the final question is this: is this just a medication program or a hidden business model where hope, structure, and survival are organized through repeated supervised access? Thank you.